So now let me give you a demo of what all the tools does and how they work inside Zentra. So this is the main tool launcher for Zentra, and over here you can see that there is two tabs. One is the Tools tab and the other one is the About Us tab. Let me show you what's inside the Tools tab. So the Tools tab just contains all the tools that I have. So YouTube downloader, audio converter, background remover, PDF toolkit and much more. And the About Us contains the information about the developers and information about the tool itself. So you can see over here it gives you information about Zentra, and then over here it shows the developers and the coach of the developer. You can see the developer is Kshithij Anand Belman, tutor and lead developer, and you can see the coach is Santosh Kumar, founder and CTO at belmans4Kids. And over here if I scroll down, you can see that there is Contact Us, which gives all the contact information for belmans4Kids. You can see website, email, phone number and address. Now let me go back to the Tools tab. So before I launch one of the tools, let me show you a really cool thing that is there in this app. There is actually two viewing modes. One is grid mode, which you are currently in, and you can see if I go to list view, it changes to a list type of view over here. So you can pick anyone you like, and if you go back to grid, it just changes to grid. It's really nice. I think I'm just gonna stick with grid because it's the one that I like the most. Now let me open the first tool, which is the YouTube downloader. So let's just press on launch tool, and you can see YouTube downloader has come up, and over here you can enter the YouTube URL, and then after that you can select the download type, video quality, download location and download, and there is even a progress bar over here. So now let us enter a YouTube URL. So I actually already have a YouTube URL, which is this over here. It is from our channel Belmans4Kids, and this YouTube URL leads to this video, which is the introduction to Belmans4Kids. Something like this. So I just wanted to download this video, and to download this I can just put in the URL, and then I can select the download type if I want MP4 or MP3. I think I'm just gonna stick with MP4, and then you can select the video quality, and then you can pick the download location. So let me just pick the download location that I want to use, and I think I want to keep it inside here, this YouTube downloader folder. So let me press select folder, and now I can just press on download now, and you can see the progress bar states all the information. So it is starting the video download. Now this error might come up, but it's perfectly normal, nothing will happen. You just have to focus on this progress over here and this line. So let's just wait for it to finish, and you can see it says download now, and it even says where it is saved to. So let me press OK, and now let me go to that location in the file explorer, and you can see the video is right here, and I can double click on it to open it, and you can see the same exact video that we saw in YouTube has been downloaded to my computer. Now this works with any video, and you can even export it as MP3 just by changing this audio option to MP3. Okay. Now let's move on to the next tool, which is the audio converter. So let's press on launch tool, and you can see this audio converter has launched over here. And in the audio converter, what you can do is you can change the audio format, let's say from WAV to MP3. You can just switch between audio formats. So now let me just add one audio file, which is an MP3, and I want to switch that format. So let me press on add files, and let me select this audio MP3, and you can even clear all of them if you want, and it puts it in this nice list. And then after that you can select the output settings. So I want to output it as a WAV file, and then after that, after selecting the output format, I can then select the output folder. So I think I just want to keep it in this folder here. Just select that, and then just press on the convert, and it's converted. And you can see over here a new file has come up, which is in WAV format. Now I can play it. Hello, my name is Kshithij, and you can see it's the same thing, but this time the format has been changed, right? on to the third tool, which is a background removal. Now this background removal helps you remove the background of any photos. Let's say you have a photo which has a little bit of a messy background that you don't like. Well, you can use this background removal to easily remove that. You can see it has opened up over here, and I have an image of this man standing over here, so I can just press on open image, and then you can see here's the image. I can just double click on that and the image is loaded up over here. Now I can even zoom in just to see the details a little bit, and then after that I can just press on remove background, and over here you can see the background has been removed really nicely. Now let's say that there were some imperfections with this. Well, then this is where the brush tool comes in. You can see that there is a brush tool over here. You can just press on that, and then after that you can even zoom in a little bit and you can just remove parts from the image. You can even increase the brush size and then easily remove it like that. Now let's say that you want to restore a part of the image. Then you can just press on the restore option, and you can see now I can restore parts of the image, and I can even restore what was there before. Now I just want to remove that because this is actually a pretty good removal, and let me just nicely remove that over here. And you can even zoom in more to get the finer details. You can see just like that, and I want to restore some of the areas just like that. Yes. And now you can even refer the original and before just like this. You can see I can zoom out and then I can see the original and the after. It's a very nice background removal, right? And when I'm happy with the background removal, I can just press on save result, and then I can just name it removed background, let's say, and then press on save. And now you can see the exported file has come over here with the name remove background. Now let's move on to the next tool, which is the PDF toolkit. Now the PDF toolkit, what this allows you to do is it allows you to merge, split, convert, watermark and compress PDFs. Now let's start by testing out the merge PDFs functionality. So just select the tab, select add PDFs, and then after that just find where all the PDF you want to merge is located. I have these 3 PDFs over here, so you can just select all 3 and then press open. Now let me just show you what's inside these PDFs. So the first PDF just contains a simple sample PDF file. The second PDF also just contains a sample PDF file, and the third PDF also just contains that. It's just 3 different PDF files just to make it easy to see that it has actually merged it. So let's go back to the tool over here, and you can even remove PDFs or move them up or down. So let's say I want PDF 3 to come before PDF 2. I can just move it up just like that, and then after that I can select output folder. So let me just select it as here and this folder here and merge the PDF, save it here, and you can see it says PDFs merged successfully. Now let's go over there, and you can see all the PDFs has merged just like that, and you can even see that the PDF 3 has come before PDF because we changed that here, right? Now let's check out the split PDF. So here you can select the PDF to split. So let me just select this PDF which has many pages, and then you can either select all the pages to split or arrange. So let me show you the pages. So just select the output folder. Let me select it as the split here just like that. Let's split the PDF, and you can see it is saying PDF split into 3 files. So let's go to the location, and you can see the PDF has been split into 3 files. This is the first page, this is the second page, and this is the third page. Now let me show you the original PDF. You can see there were 3 pages originally, and they all got nicely slitted into 3 PDFs. Now let's move on to the third tab, which is the convert. Now in the convert, you can either convert images to PDFs or PDFs to images. let's just start with images to PDF. So let's press on add files, and you can see that I have 8 images over here. So I can just select all these images and then I can just press open. Now you can see all these files have come up over here, and now I can select the output folder just like that. Now let me just select this as the folder, and now I can just press on convert over here. So let me just do that, and it asks me for the file name. I think this is a good name, and you can see it says completed 8 conversions. You can see that there is one combined images PDF, and that contains all the images. You can see contains all of the images that I had originally. You can see it's a really nice forest PDF, right? It contains all the images that we had. Now since there is all these images, let's say I want to extract them all as 8 images, since there is 8 pages. Well, there's that feature too. You can see there is PDF to images. So I can just press on this, I can press clear, I can add a file, and I'm just gonna select the combined images. So let's press on this and let's press convert, and you can see it says completed one conversion, and then over here you can see all of the pages are there, and you can see these are all the image files that were there inside the PDF. That's really nice, right? Now let's move on to the 4th tab, which is watermarking your PDFs. So let's select the PDF to watermark. You can see this watermark over here, and now you can select what to watermark it with. So I'm just going to select one image, which is belmans4Kids logo, and then you can select a position and then output folder. So let me pick the output folder as here, and let me press on add watermark, and this UI actually comes up where you can actually adjust the scale of the watermark, the opacity of the watermark, the position of the watermark, and almost everything you want. And there is also inbuilt presets. So let me adjust the scale, let's say this much, and I want it to be on the top. Now you can press on apply watermark. So watermark, and you can see it says watermark applied with perfect scale matching. And now let's go to the folder where it is there. Let's go to watermark, and you can see it's there. The watermark is located on the top of the page just like we wanted it, and you can see it is there in every single page. That is really nice, right? Now let's move on to the final tab, which is the compress. Now this allows you to compress your PDF. Let's say the PDF is really big in size. Well, you can just compress that. Let's press on browse. You can see that there is this PDF which is 17 MB big. Now I want to compress that, since that is a really huge file size, right? Well, you can just press on that, open it up. And now I just want to compress it a little bit, so I'm just going to press on medium. Let me select the file location where it needs to save the compressed image, and if I press compress PDF, let me select the name, and you can see it says PDF compressed successfully, and it even shows you the original and compressed and how much it got reduced by. So the original is 17 MB and it got reduced to just 2 MB, right? It's a 83% reduction. So let's check that out. Let's go over here, let's go to the folder location, and you can see this is 17 MB and this is just 2.8 MB. Now let's open it up, and you can see this is just the forest PDF that we made before, and it was a really huge file size, and you can see it still looks really good even after compressing it so much, right? Yeah, this is so nice. So that is it for the PDF toolkit. Now let us move on to the next tool, which is the screenshot annotator. So let's open this, and you can see this is how it looks. And with this screenshot annotator, you can either capture a screen, capture a region, to enable the hotkey to actually take a screenshot. First, let me just press on capture screen, and this is how it is. And now with the tools over here, you can actually add like annotations to it. So let me select the square over here, and you can see I can add like a square annotation. Now let's say I want to move it a little bit. Well, then I can press on the select tool, I can press on it, and you can see some options come up, and with that I can move it around. I can scale it and move it around. And now let's say I want to increase the line width. I can just increase it just like that. And if I want to change the color, I can just press on pick color and change it just like that. It is so easy. Now let's say I want to highlight this area, so let me scale it down just like that, or here. Now let me decrease the line width because it looks like a little too much. Now let's say I wanted to add an arrow to show it. Then I can press on this arrow option over here and I can add an arrow just like that. You can see an arrow is pointing to that. And now if I want to add some text, that is also available. You can press on this text option, just double click and you can enter the text. So let me put the text as belmans4Kids, just like that. And the text color doesn't look that good, right? Well, you can change the color, but there is an even better thing to do. You can actually add a background to the text. Look, if I press on add background, then I can add a color. I can pick a color like this, and you can see a really nice background has been added to the text. I can even pick a different color. Let's say I want blue and I want this text to be white, so just like that. And you can see a really nice background and a text has been added to point out that this is belmans4Kids. Now I don't think I really want this arrow and text. I think I just want the square. So if you want to remove something, you can select it and press on delete and delete just like that, and you can even clear everything. Now I feel like this is pretty good. So then after you feel like it's good, you can just press on save image, and then you can go to the folder where you want to save it and you can put the file name. So let's just put screenshot1 and you can save it. Now let's go check it out. Now let me open this up and you can see it has added a really nice white square over here, and it looks exactly as it did in the screenshot annotator over here, right? And now over here I can press on capture region. I can alt tab and I can just select any region I want. Let's say this much. And now you can see I have selected a region, and then I can add a rectangle, select it, scale it around, change the color to anything I want with it. Just like that. Let's say I want a green color. You can see it's green now, and you can see it's really nice. And then I can just press on save image and save it and check it out. Now let's move on to the next tool, which is the invoice generator. So let's open that, and you can see this is how the invoice generator looks. Now in the invoice generator there is about 5 tabs over here. The first tab is for adding client information and your information. So first let's put the client name. So let's say the client's name is Rupesh and the client's email is rupesh@gmail.com. Now let's put the client address. So let's say he lives in Delhi, India. Delhi, India, just like that. Now let's put my information, which is Kshithij. Let me put my email. Let's just put a sample email. Just like that. And you can put your address. So let me just put my address, and now you can put your phone number and your website if you have one. Let me just put a sample phone number. Just like that. Now let's go to the next tab, which is filling out invoice details. Now over here you can put an invoice number. Let me just put a sample invoice number just like this, and you can even put an issue date. So you can select the issue date, which is, let's say, in 16th of May, and you can even put the due date. Let's say that is in 2 months, July. You can select currencies from the drop down over here, or you can even add your own. I'm just going to select the Indian rupee, and you can select the payment method, bank transfer, credit card, PayPal, cash, or you can press on other and put a different payment method. I'm just going to select credit card, and you can put the tax rate. So let me just put 18%, and you can even put notes. Now let's go to the third tab, which is items and services. Over here you can add the description of the item, the quantity of the item, and the unit price of that item. So let's say I was giving mangoes to Rupesh, and I gave him around 15 mangoes and the unit price of around 10 rupees. So you can add that item and it puts quantity, unit price, amount and description. Now let's say I also gave him some apples. So let me put the quantity as 10, the unit price as around 15 rupees. You can add that item and you can see that's around it, and you can even update an item just by pressing on it and just changing the description. So let's say instead of apples it was oranges. You can just update that, and there is even the subtotal, the tax amount and the total. Now if you want to delete an item, you can just press on it and delete, and if you want to clear everything, you can press on this button here. And now you can go to the fourth tab over here, which is preview and export. Over here you can generate a preview, export as HTML, export as text, copy to clipboard, print the invoice or export as PDF. So let me just press on generate preview, and you can see it generated a preview with the invoice number, issue date, due date, from Kshithij Anand gmail.com @gmail.com, Dubai, UAE, phone number and 2 over here it is Rupesh Gmail, Delhi, payment method, currency and everything is here, and the description, quantity and unit price. And you can even export it as HTML. So let's press on this, and I want to save it here. Let's press save, and you can see it says invoice saved, and it automatically opens the invoice, and you can see it is really beautiful. This is how it looks, and it looks really nice, right? And there is even other options to export it. So let's say I want to export as text. I can press on that to export it as a text file, or I can copy to clipboard, and if I want to print invoice, it just opens it up like a PDF over here. And if I press on export as PDF, it just you can save it as a PDF, and you can see it is invoice saved as PDF, and I can go to that location. You can see few files over here. This is the HTML, this is the PDF, and that's how they are. You can see the PDF also looks really nice. It has a from area and a to area, the payment method, and it has shown the items and services in a really nice table format. And there is one more feature, which is invoice history. You can see over here it shows all the invoice that you have previously created, including the one we just created now. It shows the invoice number, the client, the date and the amount. And even if I close this and open it yet again, if I go to invoice history over here, press on this invoice, and if I press on preview selected, you can see it adds that over here, and I can just see that invoice again. It's really nice, right? Now let's go to the next tool, which is a password generator. Now let's launch this tool, and you can see that this is how it looks, and there is basic options, advanced options and custom options. Now in the basic options, you can set the password length, the character types, so if uppercase letters can be used, lowercase letters can be used, digits and symbols. So let's just press on generate password to see how it is. You can see this is the password over here, and it even has a password strength option. Now let's say I don't want uppercase letters to be used. So you can just press on that, and you can see no uppercase letters are there. Now let's say I don't want digits. Now you can see it's just letters and symbols based. Let's say if I just want letters only, then you can see it's only letters, and I can even increase the password length to, let's say, 30 characters, and you can see it's a really long password now. Now let's move on to the advanced options. You can see in advanced options it includes character exclusions. So you can exclude similar characters like I, L, 1, L, O, 0 and capital O. And if I want to exclude that, if I don't want to exclude that, then it will create a different password. And if I want to exclude ambiguous characters like brackets, parentheses, slash, pipe and more, then I can just press on that, and you can see it's just letters and some symbol based. And you can even press the generation method, which there is two options, secure and standard. If I press standard, this is just purely random. Secure, it uses an algorithm to generate a really strong password. Random just does it completely randomly, no algorithm involved. I think I'm just going to click secure. And the last tab is custom options, where you can create a custom character set for this to use. So let's say I want it to just use A, B, C, G, H, I, U, and you can press use only custom characters, ignore other options, and you can see it only used what I said. If I don't click on this, it will just use everything else. And I can even add more to the mix. So let's say small letter A, and let's just put some random ones. If I press on generate password, you can see it only created a password using these letters over here. And there are even some examples over here like hex, alphanumeric, and you can just apply that over here and you can put that here, or just hex, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then A B C D E F, just like this. So after you're done generating your password, you can press either just select this and copy it, or you can press on copy over here, just like that. And now it has been copied to my clipboard and I can use it wherever I want. Now let's move on to the last tool, which is the screen recorder. Now I can press on launch tool over here and you can see this is how the screen recorder looks. Here, this is a live preview of this, what it will record, and you can even select a microphone. So let me just select this microphone over here and set the frames per second. I can pick the output folder. So let me just pick this folder, select it, and I can just start recording. So let me press on the start recording button. And let me just go around a little bit, just see a file explorer, maybe open this HTML just to see it. And now I can go back to the screen recorder and I can even pause it. So let me press on pause and you can see it's just paused right now. I can press on resume yet again and let me just do a little bit of more stuff. And now to stop it, I can just go to screen recorder and press on stop, just like that. Now to view it, I can just go to the folder where I saved it, so right here, and I can double click on it to open. Start recording button, and let me just go around a little bit, just see a file explorer, maybe open this HTML just to see it. And now I can go back to the screen recorder and I can even pause it. So let me resume yet again and let me just do a little bit of more stuff. And now to stop it, I can just go to screen recorder and press, and you can see it has recorded my voice along with what was recorded on screen. That is really nice, right? So that's it for all the tools that is available on Zentra, and you should really try this. It will be really helpful in your day-to-day workflow. Okay, bye.